All right, we are with Othell Mitchell. We've been working with Othell for about 10 years now, as he reminds us, at the program here at Robeson High School, just completed. Othell, you got a lot of background here recently and for many years working in Chicago, but let's talk about your background first in basketball. Where did you go to school? Talk to us about where you played and where you came from before all this began.
Percy L. Julian, 93, then did 2 years at Olive Harvey Community College, did 1 year at Chicago State, played up under Craig Hodges, and then turned professional after that. Played in Australia, New Zealand, France, Mexico, and a year in the ABA for the Chicago Skyliners.
Wow. What was the international thing like, if you could round it up in a few sentences?
Best experience ever had to Australia from LA. It's a 20-hour flight, so but it's 2 Americans to a team. They give you a house, give you a car, and you can meet some of the most beautiful people in the world. They really take good care of you overseas.
It sounds like it. Now, you've been doing the program here in Chicago for what year did this start?
This started November 2002, so this November will be 10 years, exactly.
Where was this all born from? I mean, you're the king of this whole thing here in Chicago, and where did this all originate, the idea and the execution?
The idea was, because I used to play when I would come home from playing professionally at IIT, but it wasn't, you used to have to know the top guy or the top drug dealer or whatever to shoot all the balls, and then it was a lot of people who would be at the games who they wouldn't let play at IIT. So I wanted to come up with something that the common man who wasn't known throughout the streets but still had a great basketball background, or the guy who works 9 to 5 who could play basketball. Because at the end of the day, we're all playing, that's why it's pro-am, it's professionals as well as amateurs. But as you see, the amateurs are just as good as some of the pros.
Oh, yeah.
But back in the day at IIT, you could only play if you was a pro.
I know you're getting a lot more out of this than having some guys playing basketball. There's a lot more going on the side that helps people along. If you could tell us about that.
Yeah, it's basically a lot of the guys who are in these leagues are guys I knew a long time ago. But, you know, in basketball is a very competitive sport. So, you know, I didn't speak to a lot of guys back in the day. They didn't speak to me because, you know, we thought we were better than each other. But my pro-am brought me in and established friendships that will last even years on down the line. And it's all, we've never had one fight. We never had any officials, altercations, anything in 10 years. And it's basically keeping black guys off the street at night for 10 years. And everybody likes me and congratulates me all the time about it.
And that sounds like it's been executed over and over again. And as you and me know, you are actively playing in this league as you have been for many, many years. Talk to us about your game out there. You still look like you got a little something.
Oh, yeah. I still, you know, all the players say I get all the calls because it's my league, but, you know, I don't know anything about that. But, yeah, it's just, you know, it's good camaraderie against the guys. And, you know, with the NBA going on, this is a place you could bring your wife, you could bring your kids, and they can see you in uniforms. I'm the only guy in Chicago who does uniform interview. We're doing an interview, Lynn. Yeah. I'm the only guy in Chicago who does uniforms. It's very professional. The referees have to be in uniforms. All the players have to be in uniforms. I like when somebody come to my pro-am, they come in the gym and say, what is this? This is really upscale.
Do you see you doing this for a lot more years? I mean, my question is born out of the fact the expenses, where they come from, running out of gym, buying all this equipment, sponsorship that you're getting. How are you putting this all together?
Well, my father passed. I've always been taken care of financially, but I lost my father and I took a year off last year. That's why you see Dad on all the back of the uniforms. And I will keep it going. Like I said, I have 2 children and my son will be running it, even long for the years to come. So it'll always be Othell's Pro-Am. Like I said, we have 3 leagues now: the corporate league, the 30 and older league, the all ages Pro-Am, and we're starting the women Pro-Am in the summertime too. So all the other leagues out here, no one can touch me and see me on this. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that people come back and support my business, because when you own your own business, you're only as good as your customers you provide service to.
So you see this going on and on forever?
Oh,
right?
yeah, I won't be playing forever, but I'll still be running it. And like I said, that's one thing with basketball. People love basketball, and you can play it year-round. That's why I do it year-round. IIT was only in the summertime, but Othell Pro-Am is 4 seasons: summer, spring, winter, fall.
Before I ask you my last question, it needs to be known that you did foul out of this game today, so you don't get quite all the calls.
Yes, Mike. And I keep telling people, I pay you. How can you foul me out and keep up with my fouls? But it's all good, because I like, even though I was in the championship, I didn't win, and it makes the league, you know, good to where even though I run the league, I don't win the championships all the time.
Do you see this? Is this your main? This is the last question. Your main source of income? Do you see in 10 years where you're going to be? I mean.
Oh well, I will say all of this is funded all through me and the people who play. I've never got sponsorship for anybody. So all the people who always say, "Oh, this is a great idea," but nobody's ever gave me anything except for my former business partner. That's why you see C. Kelly on the jerseys as well. A very good friend of mine who died, and he was a one person who invested in Othell's Pro-Am. We miss him dearly every day, as well as my father.
Passion for this is never going anywhere.
Never going anywhere. And I would like to thank Michael, because you've been with me for over 7 years now, and you've always covered it. And I just wanted to say thank you, because you always make Othell's Pro-Am look very good.
No problem. You guys do a great job. Made a lot of great friends. Thanks so much, Othell.
Thank you so much, Michael Kozman. See you guys in 2 weeks. The Pro-Am starts up for the summer.